Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a pretty serious show in store for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. As you guys know, yesterday we got some pretty devastating news out of the NBA surrounding Kawhi Leonard, where we got the information that he was going to be out for the Clippers indefinitely. It was a surprise to a lot of people, given the fact that some of us felt that he had already been making progress towards this new season. We had heard that there was a possibility of him not starting for the season or playing the first two games, but none of us thought that he would be out indefinitely. But essentially, that was the information that came out, and it was reported by Shams and many other people yesterday throughout the sports world. Various people reacted to it. You had people like Kendrick Perkins reacting to it, saying that he believes that Kawhi should possibly consider retiring. Other people felt other ways about it, but the group of people that we didn't get a chance to hear from was the Clippers brass. We didn't hear from anyone within the organization. We just heard the reporting around it. As a matter of fact, we ended up doing a live yesterday reacting to that story. So what happened this morning, I woke up and a video was referred to me on the internet. I watch Clippers content. I've watched a lot of Clippers content, so it's no surprise there. But essentially, it was Ty Lue during an interview with reporters. I believe it was prior to tip-off for last night's game, a game in which they won. Somehow he's been able to coach his team, and his coaching staff coached his team to some pretty impressive victories, given the fact they didn't really have any all-stars, and in some of those games James Harden is not playing. But nevertheless, they've been able to extract some wins from the preseason. So we got a chance to actually hear from Ty Lue when some reporters asked him directly about the word that it came out that Kawhi Leonard was going to be out indefinitely. And a lot of Kawhi Leonard fans, I'm sure, were very, very interested to hear in fact that, look, this guy's going to be gone. Like, we don't know when he's going to be coming back. And Ty Lue gave some pretty interesting insight for those of the people who are probably interested in knowing the real status of Kawhi Leonard. But before we even get into what head coach Ty Lue had to say, today's video is brought to you by PrizePicks, the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. PrizePicks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 5 million active members. PrizePicks makes it easy to get real money action on sports and players you love. Pick more or less on 2 or more players in any sport to win up to 100 times your entry fee. For example, here's a possible winning player projection lineup: Tyreek Hill for more than 90 receiving yards and Dak Prescott for more than 263 passing yards, Josh Allen for less than 240 passing yards, and CB Lamb for more than 96 receiving yards. And if you're like me and you want to play safe, you will love the new features PrizePicks invented: Flex Plays. Flex Pays are the safest way to play PrizePicks. You can still make a profit or win some money back, even if a couple of your picks don't hit. On top of this, PrizePicks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. So download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on PrizePicks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do now is we're going to play some of what Ty Lue had to say to the reporters, and then we're going to come back and react to his comments. Take a listen to what Ty Lue had to say here.
So we obviously saw the Kawhi news today that he's going to be out indefinitely. I just wanted to ask, when we were talking to Lawrence in Vegas, and he expressed a level of disappointment that Kawhi was not going to be given the opportunity to kind of ramp up and have an opportunity to compete in the Olympics. What transpired between then and now to where you guys felt a level of optimism that he was going to be able to potentially contribute in Paris, to where now he's not ready for the start of the season?
Yeah, I mean, he felt good. He looked good. The swelling was down. Everything was going in the right direction. So he had worked hard to get to that point. And then, once you start playing, you never know what's going to happen, But he was in position, we thought, in the right position to go forward. And like I said, it was just a setback. So that was unfortunate.
So there was a setback between then and now?
No, well, because he didn't, I'm saying after the USA trials, yeah, it was. We continue to ramp up, continue to play, continue to work out.
And Ty, on that note, is there any feedback from medical staff when he can at least do some on-court work with the team during practice?
Not yet. I mean, he's feeling good. He's progressing. He's going in the right direction, doing all the right things. So soon he will be on the court, but not yet.
Ty, what are the chances that he doesn't play this season?
The chances of what?
What are the chances that Kawhi might not play this season?
I don't see those chances. But I'm not a doctor either, but I don't see those chances.
Is there a timeline you guys have in place that you think he may come back?
Yeah, no timeline. Like we said from day one, like it's going to take some time. He's going to progress. He's doing all the right things. He's working hard and he's looking good, and so there's no timetable or nothing like that. Nothing has changed from day one. Still working to get to where we're trying to get him to. And so until he's 100% and he's able to go, and we have no concerns about him doing anything different, then we're just going to continue to follow the path we've been on so far.
So it has to be 100% for him to come back.
Yes.
So you heard Ty Lue's comments. The one thing he said that he doesn't see any scenario in which Kawhi Leonard doesn't return this season at all. So that means that there's a timeline horizon for him to come back this season. So that's the first thing. And I think most people feel that Kawhi is going to come back this season. Based on some of the information that I heard late last night, listening to Shams on ESPN, essentially what he said the Clippers are doing is the following. The reason the Clippers have decided that his return timeline is indefinite is because they don't want a situation in which he returns and he's playing on an on and off basis. They wanted that when Kawhi returns to the court, he's playing at 100%, that there are no stoppages. Because I think the organization has grown tired, and I'm sure Kawhi Leonard has grown tired of this fact that he plays a set amount of games and all of a sudden he gets injured and he can't come back. I think they want some consistency. So it seems to me that maybe their medical team or whomever is in charge of Kawhi Leonard are probably coming up with a game plan for how they're going to attack this issue to ensure that there's no regression, because this seems to be a chronic issue at this point, or at least something Kawhi Leonard has been dealing with since the playoffs. This swelling in the knee or whatever the case is specifically is something that he's been dealing with since the playoffs. All throughout the offseason, into the Summer Olympics, the Paris Olympics, and now into training camp. So it seems like, based on the information that I have, number one, Kawhi is going to return. That's number one. But number two, he's only going to return when they've come up with a definite game plan that will ensure that he remains healthy and plays for the rest of his career. Now, even if he does return and they feel like they've, dotted their I's and crossed their T's, that everything is 100% sound, there is still a possibility that things can go wrong. That's because of Kawhi Leonard's injury history. So there's always that aspect of the situation. Now, what does this mean for the Clippers moving forward this season? What are their chances actually as it pertains to not having Kawhi Leonard? Look, based on what I've seen, this seems to be a well-rounded ball club. I feel like they're going to be competitive enough to win games, and I think that Ty Lue, Jeff Van Gundy, and the coaching staff, plus James Harden and some of the veterans that they have with Terrence Mann, Ivica Zubac, and others, I think that they're going to be able to find a way to stay above 500. And I think that they're going to be in the play-in picture for a large amount of the season, or at least for the time that Kawhi Leonard is not going to be there. And I do think that if they're able to hover around that play-in tournament playoff picture, then I think that they have a chance to at least make the playoffs if they're able to get a healthy Kawhi. Because if Kawhi Leonard is healthy, I don't think we're having this conversation at all. Yesterday, I was watching a pretty heated segment on Gil's Arena when they were arguing about the top 10 players according to ESPN's ranking. And Brandon Jennings was like, Kawhi Leonard would be in the top 10 just because of his injury history. That's the only reason Kawhi's not here. If Kawhi was not injured, he would be in the top 10. He was like, he just made second NBA all-second team. So how do you make all NBA second team last year, but you're not a top 10 player? Interesting point. I mean, LeBron made the third team, and he's in the top 10. So how the hell would Kawhi Leonard make the second team, and he doesn't make it into the top 10? That's an interesting argument. But the point Brandon Jennings is making is that he's a difference maker when he's on the floor. The question just comes down to whether or not he's going to be on the floor. Now, if he's on the floor and he's healthy, I think they have a chance. Are they going to be a title contender? I'm not sure of it. Are they going to be a top 4 seed in the West? Absolutely not. But I think they'll be a playoff team. But obviously, we all have to wait and see how this thing ultimately plays out. So the question to the audience is very simple. Do you think Kawhi Leonard will, number one, return this season? And number two, do you think he's going to be healthy enough to have a successful playoff run with the Clippers? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comments. We'll catch you on the next show. Peace.